Happy Friday, everyone. Hello, hello. I'll just do it twice. How's that? I wouldn't be me if I didn't start muted. Happy Friday. How is everybody tonight? What are you drinking? What you working on? Are you ready for some crime talk? Now, I'm in a laid back outfit. The girls are free because I just had my shower and did my hair and got my lipstick on, my earrings and all that for you guys. However, I'm not going to be awake too much longer. I don't think. I'm hoping to get to bed here pretty soon because I am leaving in the morning to go on my trip. Hello, come on in, Lefty. I've been checking out your channel. I think I left a message. I hope I did. Sometimes I forget, but I have been over to your house. Yes, yes. You guys, I want to talk about her. Don't let me forget to talk about her, Annie. Don't let me forget. Thank you, Joan. And I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're at least feeling better enough to come in and say hello. I know you have not been feeling well. So thank you so much, my friend. I am so glad you are here. Okay, let me go back and see because we've been talking. Rosie's here. Hello, Rosie, wherever you are. CraftyAnny, Joan, Diamond Girl, Suzanne is hooked. There's a hook on its way, my friend. It's on its way. Roseann is here. Maribel. Good evening, my friend Maribel. She is such a good supporter of all of us, isn't she? She is always here. She's always making comments. You're just the best. And Judy, thank you for coming by. It's your first time here. I'm so glad to have you. And who else? Talking. There's Holly from New Zealand, my New Zealand friend and member. Thank you very much. And Mimi loves crochet. Yay. Sneaky smile. What, me? Are you talking about that guy? That guy had a sneaky smile too. There she's saying hello. I'm so glad to have some people I have not seen before. I'm just so glad to have you here. And there's Brigdet. Yay. How are you tonight and how is the king? I hope everybody is well at your house. I'm getting there. Okay. Saying hello. Found your peeps? Crochet and True Crime Girl, come on in. Come on in. Take your shoes off. Come on in. Baby, take your shoes off. Come on in. I hear a country song. Come on in. Bridget's drinking cold brew. Come on in. I don't know where that came from. Currently, I am an AFib. So I'm a little, I don't know. I guess I'm just really excited. But yes, my heart rate's been up to 140 something today. I've taken an extra pill. Eventually, it will calm down. Eventually. Water, coffee, and crunchy Cheetos. I have my Canada Dry, and then I have tea tonight. This one is Earl Grey by Taylor. This is Taylor tea, and it's an Earl Grey. Now, I don't like to leave my tea bag in for very long because it tends to get a little cloudy if I leave my tea bag in. Is Nightbot a different color or is that just me? Why does Nightbot look like it's almost like a purple blue instead of a regular blue? I'm here for it. I like it. At least on my side. May not look that way on your side. There's Cindy. Oh, how are you doing? Haven't heard from you in a while. You've been kind of quiet. I know you've been kind of busy. You were here the other day, I know, but how are you doing? Working on your oldest whip? Oh, only 50 rows left. Okay. And what is it? Is it epic? Or are 50 rows going to go like pretty quick? Niecy. Oh, I just want to hug you, girlfriend. I just want to hug you. I know it's just been so many ups and downs for you, but let's just try to like have fun with crime tonight and forget about some of it. But I do send my hugs, friend. I do. Okay, she's back home. I hope you weren't driving a minute. My nose is running. Sorry. She's going to be listening and eating. Oh, so you got it made, but you're going to eat it now. Usually she's making the supper while I'm on. She's got water in her cup and elk on her plate. You know, I never have tried the elk. Never have. Sally Burch is here. Hello, Sally. She's doing the serves and the flashy. That's awesome. It tells me the names up here. Come on in, baby, take your shoes off. I don't think that was it. I believe it was clothes, but that's okay. I just changed it. I prettied it up a little bit. Come on in, baby, take your clothes off. Or is it coat? Maybe it's coat. And then I dirtied it first. Yes, it was the Oak Ridge Boys. Used to watch them on TV. Yeah. You're in Whittier. Oh, you're there with family? How is everybody? I hope everyone is okay. Are you doing okay? So his surgery went well. I have not been on to see if you had posted that. So I'm glad to know he's okay. I'm sorry he's hurting. Tiring day, totally fine. All right, she's going to work and lurk. Regular blue on your side. Okay. On my side, it's like a purpley blue. I do not know why my nose is running. Looks like a cornflower blue. Yeah, it does. To me, it does. I don't know. Okay, that sounds good, Cindy. Now, I may not get it until, if you send it tonight, I'll get it. But if not, then I will try to check in with it as soon as I can because I'll be traveling tomorrow. Love to Brigdet and the King. Am I getting caught up yet? I don't know. Oh, thank you. Oh, I love that. I have another one coming out probably on Monday. I think it'll be on Monday. I have it uploaded. I still need to finish putting everything in the description box. Oh, hold on. I left my little doodad in my computer. And that needs to go in my GoPro, which I am taking with me. So set that over there. But that one is going to be showing you where I put my makes. So that's coming out probably on Monday. Wisteria starting to leaf out. We have our plum thickets are blooming. Our plum thickets are blooming. I was thinking it was, there's several that are like moose. I think that's moose. I don't know. Still working on your dad and niece's blanket and drinking water. Okay. Oh, there's Joyce. Hey, Joyce. Just back from the dog walk. Awesome. Serbs went out this evening and he sat out in the front yard and just for like 30 minutes, just staring at everything. He just needed to be outside and fresh air and all that good stuff. And hello to anyone that's lurking. I do have a little something for you guys. I was still dancing. I gotta find my spot in my notes. Now, I am still making, I'm not going to be showing you my hands today. You all right? Got to watch out with those little bone shards, bud. I am still I haven't even done any more on this. This is our crocheted washcloth doing single crochets. I haven't finished it. I'm not ready to start a new one just yet. But I did want to show y'all something. You know, a lot of people are like, they're not sure if they like those donuts that they get, right? Well, you know, you get these. This is Crafter's Secret, and it is called Rainbow Bridge. If you ever notice that if you just kind of play with the ball just a little bit, guess what happens? It becomes a donut. Y'all ever notice that? Maybe you don't play with your balls as much as I do, but anyway, I just thought it was interesting that those little guys turn into donuts really easy. Okay, Annie is working on a hat. Lori, listening while making an octopus. Awesome. Chels, one more sleep. One more sleep. I love you, honey. No problem. Doing okay. Take your brother out for his birthday tomorrow. Oh, happy birthday to your brother. Well, that's cool. Yes, happy Friday, Chels. Yeah, I think that's what he's doing because he doesn't spend most of the day he's inside. I think that's what he's doing. I'm getting there. Ivy B. Hello, friend. How are you tonight? I don't want to forget either, you guys, that when you come in and you are a creator, you can put the word teal, T-E-A-L, and it will drop your link for your channel. Denny Banani is here. Hi, Denny. How are you tonight? What are you up to? I'm getting there. Debbie's here. Wow. God, everybody. That's awesome. How are you, Debbie? I saw her earlier at Bonnie's, in Bonnie's Live. Okay. Kind of. It kind of works, Chels. I'm getting there. I'm going, seeing if I can get... Mary Webb is here too. Hey, Mary, come on in. I'm going to have to start talking about this case here pretty soon or it'll go on all night, huh? Okay. Oh. March the 2nd, tomorrow will be her anniversary. Well, hugs to you, Maribel, because the anniversaries, we never forget them. They're always very important to us, and they're always very, you know, they really have a way of bringing us right back down to earth, don't they? Oh my goodness, you're going to be going back and forth. You're going to be going back and forth. Just returned from a trip to Washington, drove in the snow for the first time. Oh my goodness. Joyce gifted some memberships. How cool. Oh, let me see. Let me see who gets them. Oh, I think Ivy got one. Looks like Ivy got one. Looks like Lefty got one. Right? Who else? Brigdet, did you already have one? Yay. Oh, and Mimi, yay. There's 3. Joyce, that is so sweet. You are spoiling me rotten this week. You know that, right? You're spoiling me rotten. I didn't get my tea out, but I drank some of that banana bread tea. Oh, it is so good. It is so good. I have Earl Grey tonight. But you are so spoiling me. Let me play the song for everybody. Hold on. I'll play the song. Yay, welcome to the membership. It is so cool. Joyce, thank you so much. That is so nice of you. Oh, so cool. Okay, I'm going to take a deep breath for a second. Like I said, I'm in AFib, so I may stop and take some deep breaths and kind of just be quiet for a second. Okay. Also, I want to show you one more thing. Well, a couple things. I picked the pattern I'm going to do for the quirky Mal. So I'm going to do the Just Feel Better shawl. Okay. This is for the Quirky Makes Cow. And as my main color, I'm going to use this one. This is Deep Stash. It is Honeybee Knits. She no longer dyes yarn. This one is 85% superwash and 15% nep. And it's called White as Snow. So it has all these little speckles in it. All these little speckles. Now, if you don't know about the make-alongs, they are down below in the description box. I have added them there. And then as my other colors, I'm going to use, now I'm not going to start this till I get back from my trip. This is the Boho series. We have Lady Defiance. I'll do a better video on this, but here's the colors. See, this one's got some purple in that one. So I will do a better up close and personal with that one when I do it. But I have picked the yarn and I have picked which pattern I'm going to do. I can't say it on here because somebody might be listening. And these are by the Crafty Toads. This is their boho set. I've had this. This is also very deep stash. Very deep stash. I've had it for a long time. Yeah, I'm going to go. Yeah. Yeah, that. Okay. The other thing I was going to say is, do you see her? Oh, you guys can't see her. Mabel is here. Can you guys see Mabel? Looks a little bit dark back there. Mabel is here. If you didn't see my video, oh yeah, you can see her much better. This is Mabel. She came from Florida by way of Miss C. I won a somebody, and I just love her. She is just so sweet. So sweet. If you go to my video where I did the epic happy mail, I read her story, and I had the story sitting right here on my desk. She's just a sweetheart. Let me put her where you can see her better. You can see her better there, right? Well, she's still kind of dark there, but that's all right. I think you still see her better. Made me cry. I read her story, and it just made me cry. Hi, Frozen. Welcome. Catherine, hey. She's in Australia from Ear Down Under in Tasmania. Oh my goodness. Down where the Tasmanian devils are, right? I mean, I can't help it. That's what comes to mind. So glad you're here. Thank you for coming in. I'm so glad you're here. Good to see you, Frozen. Okay, are you ready? I'm going to give you a little synopsis, and then I'm going to... A lot of my notes are also going to come from online, okay? Just so you know. And that is because leaving for my trip, I didn't really have enough time to do a lot of research. But the other day when Dad and I were coming back from Colorado, I was telling him about what I do here on my channel on Friday nights doing the crime stuff. And I told him about Fairy and Wardrobe and how I got started really being interested in crime and what happened. And he didn't actually know about that, which was interesting to tell my dad about this serial killer being on my porch. And if you don't know about that one, y'all go ahead and go over. Cindy always says I'm connected to everybody on all these, somehow I'm connected to all these stories. And a lot of the stories I tell you guys, I am connected in some way to the story by the place or something, because that's what fascinates me about some of them, some aspect of them. And I think that those stories sometimes resonate with us when we see them. We're like, oh my gosh, it's in North Carolina and I'm from North Carolina, or, something like that. Yeah, it was wild. It was wild. And I keep asking y'all if you want to do that story. Nobody has, I did do it here. And I think it was my second video in the playlist, which is, I think I have a link to the whole playlist down below too. Okay. So I was telling Dad about that. And he said that he remembered about an incident with a guy who was a serial killer. And I remembered my mom talking about this, but I didn't have all of the information. So I have just a memory of some of the stuff that my mom said, and then I had what Dad told me. And so I went on a dive this week and pulled up a whole bunch of stuff. Do the story? Yeah. There are several documentaries. There is one on ice cold killers. There's one on oxygen, which is a more recent. Actually, got this guy was covered more recently on Oxygen channel, and then there's another place, Buried in the Backyard is another one, I think. Hey Lydia, come on in. Good to see you. So I believe he started in Indianapolis and killed his way to Texas. Are you talking about the same one I'm talking about? That doesn't sound like the same one. This guy was in the North Pole, Alaska. What are the odds? I know, right? Yep. It's true. It is true. Okay. So we're starting in up north to Alaska. Saying hello to Lala, Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming at the North Pole, Alaska. Okay, I will check though, Lori. I will check that out. And then we're going to finish near Wichita Falls, Texas, and my dad's story of a brush with a serial killer. Now, there are between 5 and 6 women. One of them was a young girl. They were abducted. The young girl was pulled right off her bicycle. They were all strangled and all shot in the head with no signs of sexual abuse. Whoever this animal is, he's mean, he's bold, he's a stalker, he's getting off on the sneaking up on his prey, controlling them and brutally killing them, blowing their heads off and their faces off to where they could almost not be identified. This guy started, our story starts up near Eielson Air Force Base, which is 10 miles south of North Pole, Alaska. And there's lots of military people there, which I guess I did not realize that. There's lots of military there. It's actually kind of a support town for the military. Now, some of you who watch Laura all the time up there may already know that. So, the town has a small town feel. This is where the letters to Santa, they've actually got a building where and I think it's the post office where letters to Santa are sent. Okay. And hi, Tina. Good to see you. Glad you came in. A lot of the streets around the town have names like Santa Claus Lane or Rudolph Lane. So there's a big store building there, which is the North Pole Santa's Workshop. Now there's one of those in Colorado Springs as well, but this one is actually at the North Pole. Yes, Laura's channel is Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming, and she's in Alaska. Now, even though it's a small town and there's right by a base, it's very remote all the way around it, okay? There's trees, and in the wintertime, it is truly, truly frozen, okay? Now, the victims, we are going to start by honoring the victims, and they are Glenda Sodeman, 19, and she was from Fairbanks, and she was found on August 29th of 1979. Doris O-Ring was the little girl. She was 11. She was from North Pole, and she was found on, well, she actually was not found, but she was killed on June 13th of 1980. That's actually when she went missing. Marlene Peters was 21. She was from Tanana or Tanana. And I'm thinking it's Tanana because I'm thinking and like an Eskimo name, but Tanana, Alaska. And she was found on 31st of January of 1981. Wendy Wilson was 16, and she was from Eielson, so she was born right there on base. And she was found on the 5th of March, 1981. So we have January, then we have March, and then in May, the 16th of May of 1981, we have Lori King, who was 18 from Fairbanks. And the last one that he was accused of killing was Cassandra Goodwin, and she was from Henrietta, Texas. And I don't actually have a date on that one, but it would have been 81, 82. Yes, and they're best friends. Alaska Crafter Jan is also in Alaska. Yes. Yes. Yep, there you go. Good job. So the first one was in Fairbanks in August of 1979. Then we go to June of 1980. And then we go forward another 6 months to January of 81. And then we've got March of 81. And then we've got May of 81. And those three. And they were all found right there around Eielson Air Force Base. Okay. So the authorities knew they had a problem there at the base, is what they think. They're thinking a military man. And they begin trying to figure out what was going on. And they did a lot of things there. This is a time frame where the word serial killer was beginning to be used a lot. This is a time when computers were starting to do more things. I can't remember what year CODIS came into being. I don't think CODIS was a thing yet, but it was coming into being. And then, of course, DNA had not started yet. And then you had profiling. Profiling had started. There actually was the case of if you remember, the Atlanta killer who was killing all of the young boys in Atlanta. They started doing quite a bit of profiling there. And one of the investigators from Alaska actually went down to Atlanta for a little while to listen into some of the things that were being said and how they were approaching trying to find the killer there in Atlanta. That particular case broke a lot of ground in a lot of areas. Okay, now take another breath. Take a drink. Now I'm going to actually read from a few articles for you. So I'm going to be looking down. Y'all will excuse me. Now I may be able to pull a couple of things up on my computer for you. Let me see if I can. No, I'm going to start with Wikipedia, okay? Now, yeah, that one broke a lot of ground with how they went about trying to find that killer. I want to read to you just a little bit from Wikipedia, and I don't like to use Wikipedia very much because not all of the information that you get there is correct. Uh, they do a pretty good job, and it'll give us kind of an overview, and that's what I want to do. Now, this is the man that they finally began to suspect. Thomas Richard Bundy. He was born in the September of 1948. He was an American serial killer who from 1979 to 1981 committed a series of murders of young women and girls in the city of Fairbanks. At the time of the killings, Bundy was serving at the Eielson Air Force Base near Fairbanks, and for a long time avoided suspicion. Despite confessing to the crimes, yeah, there's that, he was not immediately arrested, and due to a legal mistake, he remained at liberty, and they're saying he was at liberty for another 8 days. I don't have anything else that corroborates that, okay? But we'll just go with it. Until his apparent suicide in a motorcycle accident. Now, we'll talk about that too. But I wanted to give you a little bit of background on him, and then we'll go back to what happened. He was born in Nashville, Tennessee in 1948. He was the younger of 2 children. His older brother, Ralph, was 15 years older than him. Now, he spent his childhood and his youth in a socially unfavorable situation. Okay. His father was a World War II veteran and suffered from mental disorders, and he beat the crap out of him all the time. And he beat his mother all the time. So now we have a cycle. Okay. We've established partly. Joan was talking about that there is a podcast, and I believe it's called Killer Psyche. And she is a forensic psychologist, and she did a story. She did an episode on Bundy, and she kind of pulled apart the psyche stuff with him. And this is something that she was talking about, was the fact that he did come up in such a crappy life, right? And so he'd seen all of this and emulated it, obviously. His father died in 1963. He refused to attend his funeral and ran away from home. He was unpopular with the other children, but he was smart. He was a good student, and he was smart. He was sociable. People just didn't, he was weird. Okay, he did things that he should not have. He said things he should not have. He was inappropriate. Pretty common for serial killers. Coming up. Now, he graduated in 1966 and married his high school sweetheart. In 1967, he joined the U.S. Air Force, where he achieved the rank of technical sergeant. Now, that's not easy. You go from staff to tech. Or no, it's tech, and it's staff, and then it's master sergeant, I believe. Now, and I may have those wrong. Master sergeant is next. My dad was a staff sergeant when he retired. He almost made it to a master sergeant, didn't quite get to master sergeant. In the 60s and early 70s, he was serving in Southeast Asia. Now that he probably saw some stuff. Yeah, probably saw some stuff. Probably saw some of the same stuff my dad did. They probably talked about it because he was in the same unit, the same At Wichita Falls Shepherd Air Force Base, my dad was an instructor in power production. And Bundy was there, and they had conversations. And he befriended my dad. And I imagine that's some of the stuff that they talked about. Now during this point, during his marriage to his wife, his wife gave birth to a son who was fathered by another man. Now, I don't know that that's right, because I was thinking it was the girl that was fathered by. So see what I mean? That might not be correct. So despite that, he continued to live with his wife, and then the wife gave birth to a daughter. But the fact that they had an extramarital child strained their relationship. This was the mid-1970s. He was sent to further service at Artisan Base in Alaska. During that time, he started to show signs of having like a burnout. He actually sought help from a mental health professional on the base. He knew he had a problem. Things aren't going too well. So he sought help. I kid you not, you guys. The psychologist that he saw at the base actually got in trouble for trying to have his wife killed. Guess he didn't get much help from this guy. Hey, Lulu. I'm so glad. I hope you're doing well today. Okay. Now, we're going to go to what happened. I told you who they were. The first one, who was Glenda Soderman, she was married to a man from the base. Now, I don't have anything to support this, but I'm thinking that it's possible that Bundy had befriended this guy at the base, or at least knew of him. Yes, Chels. Yes. This is the one Gammy was talking about. And Gammy's what Chels that's what she called my mom. That was her Gammy. And so Glenda Soderman's husband, like I said, was an airman. She was at home with their baby. He comes home and the baby's in the crib. Everything is okay at the house, but she's not there. She's just missing. They don't find her for another month. She went missing in July, and they found her in August of 79. Now, when my dad met this guy, that would have been in the 80s. In 79, we were in Germany. So just saying, to give you guys a little bit of, I know that might be a little confusing, but he didn't meet him till after this stuff. Now, her body was found later in a gravel pit near the highway, 23 miles south of Fairbanks. On June 13th of 1980, 11-year-old Doris Oring went missing. Her brother told police that a few days before his sister had disappeared, he saw her with someone. So she and her brother were out riding their bicycles. And she was ahead of him. And she was stopped, and there was a guy, and he had kind of a crew cut, sunglasses, mustache, driving a blue car. And the brother saw all of this when he came up. And as soon as he saw the brother and she acknowledged her brother, he closed the hood of his car and off he goes. And then a few days later, she went missing. So now we have a witness. They questioned the husband of the first woman, and they leaned on him pretty hard. But they found out that he later on, because he didn't pass the lie detector test either. And then they brought in an expert and they did another lie detector test. And with that one, the person who did the lie detector test said, he has a heart murmur. He's not going to pass this. There's no way. He didn't do anything. So he was cleared as far as that. But now we have this witness for this guy. Then January 31st, 20-year-old Marlene Peters went missing. On the day of her disappearance, she decided to hitchhike from Fairbanks to Anchorage, which she did fairly often. Hitchhiking was a thing in its day. It was. You know how many people have gone missing because of that? It is unbelievable. But it was a thing. Everybody hitchhiked it. She was from Fairbanks. She was, I don't know if you would call her indigenous. She was an Alaskan girl. She was from Alaska. She was an Alaskan. On the 16th of May, 18-year-old Lori King disappeared. And right before that, Marlene's body was found. We had Wendy Wilson, and then we had, anyway, they were all found right there close together. And that's when they decided it was somebody from the base. Okay, now let me go to a different article. Hello, Nancy Mack. How are you tonight? So at some point, one of the investigators, after all these women were found, they were scrambling, and they scrambled for 2 years trying to figure out what was going on, but everything kind of stopped. And they knew it had to have been one of the investigators went back to, like I said, to see about this profiling thing. And they said it wasn't a military man. They said he was single and a whole bunch of other stuff, that he would be a loner and all this stuff. Well, come to find out that was not this guy at all. Okay. So I mean, I don't know if maybe the profiler just wasn't very good, if there wasn't enough information. I really want to say that profiling was just in its infancy. They do that a lot differently now than they would have done back then. It is very remote. Yes. The roads from Anchorage to Fairbanks. Is that the trip that you took? Is that the trip you took and those pictures? I forgot about that. Y'all should go check that out, because she took some beautiful footage up there. 2-lane highway, very few businesses along that road. Yeah, it is very remote. That's what we're talking about. Outside of the town. Outside of the town proper. So they went back to this thought that he was military. They kept going back to that. And when things stopped, here's what they did. They said, he's either dead or in jail, or maybe he moved. Well, Who moves a lot? Military. Who knows where they go? Military. So they used the military intelligence from the base, and they got together with them and they said, we need to know. You know, they'd already started, they got a fancy computer in, and they had women on staff, and they were putting all of this information and all of these names and all of this stuff into this computer to try to collate it so that they could say, well, if they're between the ages of this and this, that's no good. We can throw all of those out. But they had to enter the information first. Okay. So like I said, this was all very, very early on, some of the stuff that they did. I mean, can you imagine the hours of, if y'all have ever worked on data entry, you'll know what I'm talking about, because that is a lot of information that needed to go in. So they had, you know, thousands of names that they're trying to work with. Yes, data entry and databases, exactly. So then they compared that with, okay, now we add the military aspect, right? So the military comes up with the names, and those names are those who have left the base in that amount of time. From the last killing, the discovery of the last body to now. And they got an even smaller number. So then they put in the information with, so one person had seen a white pickup, and one person had seen a blue car. Then we had the color of his hair, the sunglasses, the mustache, the kind of the build, and all that. All of that stuff went in, and they finally came down to 3. And one of them was Richard Thomas Bundy. So the investigators from Alaska flew to Wichita Falls, Texas. Hey, Maritza, come on in. So you hung around Anchorage and South. Cool. I've heard of some of those places. I've heard of some of those places. Yes. How are you? Hola. In May, so it wasn't too bad in May. Okay. Cooper Landing was further south. Okay. So these 2 investigators came to Wichita Falls, Texas, and there's a picture in the documentary. There's a picture of this motel, and I'm really trying hard, you guys, to think of that motel. Wichita Falls is where my kids were born. I'm gonna blow your mind even more, Chelsea, because he lived in Burch. While he was stationed at Shepherd Air Force Base, he and his wife and children lived in Burch. And these 2 investigators came over. I know. Yeah. Now, they showed some pictures of some houses in the documentaries that I watched, but I think those were like stock. I don't think they were actually like the house. Okay. And I'm not really sure that the motel that they showed was actually the motel. But if it was, I think it may have been downtown Wichita Falls. Okay. That kind of looked like it may have been downtown. So they had this guy come in to go talk to them, and they set up in this motel, and they have this stakeout room. And they come at it from the perspective of, we need your help. We're looking for this guy, and we need your help, right? So they start talking to him. They talk to him several times. And in the room, they have the artist sketch of him. They have a picture of his blue car, his white pickup. All this stuff is all over in the walls. All these pictures and all this information and the victims, everything on the walls. But he doesn't admit to anything right away. Okay? Hey, Laura. Good to see you. How are you tonight? He finally, they get a warrant. They finally get a warrant to go search his house. And they go search his house and they find a gun. And the gun matches with the bullets, some of the bullets that were fired at the, that killed the victims. They find some other evidence too. I can't remember now what else they found, but they found evidence at this house in Burch. Now, Burch is right on the Red River. You got Wichita Falls, and then Burch is like a little bedroom community. It's also where I raised my kids. And it's right on the Red River. Okay, you go over the Red River, you're in Oklahoma. I mean, you can almost throw a rock over there. So he finally somewhat confesses, because he doesn't quite come all the way through with it. Then he calls them back, because they have searched the house, they've searched his vehicles and all this stuff. They find hair from Wendy Wilson, who was 16. She went missing in March of 81. They found her hair in the car. But he calls the investigator and he says, "Have you got my keys to my car?" And the investigator looks over and he's got his keys and he's like, "Oh man," he says, "I forgot to give those back to you." He says, "If you'll come by tomorrow," because they're trying to get an arrest warrant. But they're from Alaska. They cannot arrest him. They have to get a arrest warrant from the locals. So they were working on getting that arrest warrant. But they asked him to come back down because they're trying, and now he's got his, oh, there's Nancy Mack. Congratulations. Congratulations. Yes, they were wanting to extradite him. Yes, they were. Let me play the song for you. Joyce gifted some memberships earlier, Nancy, and I'm pretty sure you are our 5th new member from the gift memberships from Joyce. So congratulations. So awesome. So happy to have all of y'all as members. And I'm going to try to do that. Isn't that good? That's my intro song also. So I just figured, we'll just do it that way. Oh, you bought it. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Either way, it's sweet to have you here. Really is. I really appreciate that. I don't know if Nightbot is putting it in there anymore. I did try to put it in there. I don't know if it is. I tried. I know it's a good little ditty, isn't it? It's a happy song. I wanted a happy song. So he calls him to get his keys, and the investigator turns on his other little microphone. He's got the phone here, and then he's got the little handheld microphone. And, they had been interviewing him at the time with like a reel to reel. And they said that on that reel to reel, they could only do like 3 hours at a time. So they kept having him come back. They change out the reel and then have him come back and do some more interviewing. And I mean, they ran through all kinds. They talked about all kinds of stuff, but they didn't talk about the murders. And he never did go there. But when he called him up and he's got this recorder on, and he said he just decided to ask him because in Alaska, they had a 6th woman that was further south, that was killed down further south. And he said to him, "It wasn't all 6, was it?" And Bundy said, "No, it wasn't all 6. And he said they called that a threshold confession. Now they have what they need. They can definitely get the warrant. So they were working on the warrant. But now let me see. I was trying to find the newspaper article for you. I wish I could pull these newspaper articles up. But let me try again, y'all. Keep talking. Let me see if I can get to it and pull now when he said he finally came through and said that he had done something, but he would not say anything about the one in Texas. And here's why. There's a death penalty in Texas. There's not in Alaska. Give me a minute to figure out where I found that article and see if I can get it pulled up for you. I'm almost there, y'all. Hang on. Now, some of the places you can see this, North Pole Sleigh Ride is the episode of Ice Cold Killers. Buried in the Backyard, I don't remember. Murder at 40 Below, which is a true crime story. But I'm looking for the article because there's actually some articles where I can send you to some of this information. I think it's actually on Oxygen. And I can't play it for you because that is going to be copyrighted. And I don't want to deal with that. But I can show you some of the pictures. This is Glenda Soldeman. Yep. I agree with you, Joan. Not everybody does, but I do. I don't know. One of these articles, I had found a newspaper. See, look, see, this is from newspaper. And that picture right there, that's his helmet. This is his helmet. And this is his motorcycle. So what he did was, he was supposed to come in the next day, and they were working on that arrest warrant. And he went out about 45 miles from Wichita Falls. He drove out on his motorcycle. He did about 100 miles an hour and drove straight into a semi-truck. And he died there on the road. The directors of the Frederick Chamber of Commerce had a busy session Wednesday. I'm going to try to read this article for you. Gosh, it won't get any bigger. Oh, okay, that was the wrong one. Yeah, not everybody agrees with me or that. So if you know this area like Nisi and Chelsea and I do, that's towards Vernon. That's towards Vernon, Texas. A routine investigation involving the traffic-related death of a Burke-Burnett man has unearthed a bizarre story, Texas authorities reported this week. Thomas R. Bundy, age 34. Oh, he lived on College. I thought that was over by the school. He lived on College. Okay, Lulu. Take care. You keep getting better. I know you guys have been through the ringer, so I hope you're feeling better and keep getting better, okay? You and your family. He was killed instantly when his 1982 Yamaha edged over the center line and ran headlong into a Mack dirt truck driven by Kenneth Brink, a 30-year-old Vernon, Texas man. The accident occurred 2 miles south of the Red River Bridge on US 182, south of Davidson, Oklahoma. A light rain shower was, and this is teeny tiny, I'm working really hard at this. Maybe I have my Doomaflitchy. Oh, yeah. A light rain shower was falling at the time of the accident, approximately 3:15 Tuesday, March 18th. The details behind Bundy's life, however, did not become public until several hours after his death. According to Wichita County District Attorney Harold White, approximately 2 weeks before the accident, his office was contacted in reference to an investigation in Alaska concerning the murders of 6 women in the Fairbanks area. The district attorney's office in Fairbanks requested the assistance of the Wichita County District Attorney's Office in the preparation and execution of a search warrant in conjunction with their investigation, which had at that time focused on a resident of Burke-Burnett. The search warrant was executed Sunday, March 13th. So it was only 2 days, not 8 days. The suspect's residence by Wichita County District Attorney Investigator Bill Horton, who was assisted by 2 Alaska Department Public Safety officers. At that time, evidence believed connected to the Alaskan murders was seized for further evaluation and examination. White added, based on the evidence gained by the execution of the search warrant and other evidence developed over the course of their investigation over the past several years, an arrest warrant was issued by the state of Alaska. And the governor said, so they had the warrant, okay? And the governor said that he would send a jet to come pick him up. Before Bundy was taken into custody, however, the DA's office received information from Texas Department of Public Safety that he was the victim of a traffic accident. White said that the 6 women ages 11 through their mid-20s were murdered between 79 and 81. He also revealed that Bundy had talked at length with 2 DPS officials concerning the murders. Bundy, a tech sergeant stationed at Shepherd Air Force Base, was stationed at a base at Fairbanks during the time the murders were committed. White emphasized that officials were not in pursuit of Bundy at the time of the accident. Now, my mom and dad saw this article, or one in the Wichita Falls paper, and they did not know anything about this. They did not, nobody knew. I mean, they knew he was kind of, there were things, right? But nobody really knew all the things. And later on, I guess it was probably 3 or 4 years before my mama passed away, I was up there visiting, and she was telling me a story about this guy who killed himself on this motorcycle, ran into the back of this truck, and that guy had come to the house. And I said, "What do you mean?" Well, this guy had come to that. Now, I didn't tell my mama about what happened to me either. There's a lot of things I didn't tell my mama. Some things you just don't tell your mama, right? But she said, yeah, she said he had come to the house looking for your dad. He had befriended your dad, and he had come to the house looking for your dad, but I didn't let him in. I told him he wasn't there, and he left. Now, Dad and I cannot think of what time frame this is. Mama's not here to help corroborate times for us. We moved to Wichita Falls in 1981. I went my senior year, 81, 82, to Wichita Falls High School. So I would have graduated in 1982. So we're thinking it must have been in this time frame of 1982 to 1983 when, so like November, like towards the end of 1982 and the beginning of 1983 when he killed himself, that he had come to the house and that he had befriended my dad out at the base. And I said, well, what did he do? What kind of an instructor? And he kind of went, in other words, he didn't really think he was an instructor. He didn't really think he was much of an, he said he was trying to be an instructor. He was in this group trying to be. So I don't think he had much real thought about his abilities as an instructor. It was suicide by motorcycle. Well, it was suicide by Mack trucks, what it was. Mack truck, he ran himself right into the Mack truck and killed himself. So that's the story. Now, if you guys want, you can go check out some of these documentaries because it's wild. Now, I do not remember having seen this person. Mother talked about it, and Dad said I would have been at home, as in I wouldn't have been, because I left there and went to live with my sister. So I don't remember exactly, but he said that would have been the time frame when I was still at home, but I may have been working or something. Do this weird, huh? You talking about what I talk about? Does it demonetize me? No. Do these words? I haven't had anything like that demonetize me. The only thing that's ever done it has been, and actually I haven't been demonetized. The only thing that's happened has been getting copyright on songs. I've never had a problem with saying, and I wouldn't say them all in a row. Maybe that's why. Maybe I don't say all those words all in a row. Okay, I need to give away a sticker tonight. I need to give away a sticker, and I need to tell y'all, if you have become a member tonight and you would like me to send you some stickers and like a little welcome, just email me. And that is email me, and I will and let me have your address. You don't have to. It's just something I like to do. There we go. There's my email. And it will be when I get back home, because I will be gone until the 9th. And then I'll be tired. But I do want to give away I still have some of these, and they have the branding where I was Fiber Floozy Crime. When these are gone, they're gone. There won't be any more of them. So I do want to give one of these away. And then I may send you a little something else along with it, if that's okay. So let me mark the chat. Now, I don't know how to use the fancy schmancy stuff here, but all you have to do is put the word crime, C-R-I-M-E, crime, and I will send you something. I always send little surprises when I send out the stickers, so you never know. Usually you get like some tea and some other things too. While you guys are putting crime in there, I'm going to go look in my basket of goodies. My back is killing me. I am almost packed though. Oh, there's that. And if you're a diamond painter, let me know. If you win and you're a diamond painter, let me know. Oh, yeah. Do that too. Well, you had all your toys out, didn't you, Bubby? Oh, it's K&K. Hey, how are you tonight? I'm just giving something away. Put the word crime if you want to win. Oh, you got my package. Good. I'm so glad. I know I didn't put anything in there to tell you anything, but I know you knew where it was going to go. So I hope that everything made it. Good night, Suzanne, and thank you very much. I know. So glad you came by, Mimi. Okay, I'm going to mark the chat again. Okay. Thank you. This is the flame cowl. I did this one while we were talking about the Stephen Smith case, which, by the way, there's some new stuff coming out on the Stephen Smith case. No, I did not. I'm going to have a live, Lori, when I get back. Chelsea said 11. Okay. Let me see if Mr. Fiber's still awake. Are y'all ready? Lucky number 7 is going to get one of these everyday dots from Premier, the Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday Dots. This color is called Dreamy. And then I have this little package that I got from the Fiber Genie, which has got a pen and a little time for medicine file. It's got some stitch markers in here. And then I'm going to put this hook in there. Now this hook, this is not an expensive hook. This one is a boy hook, okay? It's the plastic, it's the resin. It's a G 4.25 millimeter, okay? That's going in there too. Because I can't make that one work either. For some reason, that resin, I just can't do it. So I just don't care for that one. Who was it? Mary? Are y'all telling me it was Mary? Oh, Mary Webb, congratulations. And you'll get the sticker too. Oh, that is awesome. I'm so glad that you got it, Mary. Congratulations. I don't know if you've ever... Mary, it's been a long time. If you did win something, it's been a long time. So I got a nice little package for Mary. Now, Mary, it won't be till I get back. But go ahead and send me your... email me with your address and everything, and I will get it packaged up. And then when I get back... Because my post office, it can't go out tomorrow. Being Saturday, mine will be closed, and it won't even go out. It has to be scanned at the post office, so it won't go back out. So it will go. You know what I could do? I could put it. Nah, I'll just do it when I get back. Thank you so much. Now I will try to come in and talk to y'all unless I'm just too busy. Okay. So be looking for that video. I have it ready to go, and it'll go out on Monday. So at least you'll have that one, but know that I'm not here when you see it. You'll be at my house looking at the video, but I'll be somewhere else. I love y'all. I'm so happy. Joyce, thank you for those memberships again. I appreciate it so very much. And for those that have gotten memberships, I'm just so happy for that. I will add you to the list for the members. I love y'all, and I will see y'all again soon. Okay. I hate to say goodbye. I never like to say goodbye. I say I'll see you later. Mr. Fiber and we never say goodbye. He says, if you ever say goodbye, that's it. What do you say, Serbs? What do you say? Hmm? There he is. Say, see you later. Love you. I know. Are you wanting it? Is it time? Is it time? Okay, it's time. Love y'all. Have fun today. Good night.